I was actually doing extremely well in the crypto market. And I realized something along the way once I lost a lot of funds, not due to a hack, due to stupid decisions, um, and just getting out of my comfort zone, which was, I was extremely invested in some projects on stacks, um, and in Bitcoin actually. A few years ago, I was extremely invested into Bitcoin, heavily invested, and I was really compelled on the future of cryptocurrency and mostly Bitcoin. But along the way, I started to get really good at predicting which altcoins were going to explode. Um, and, I'm a Pisces, and we actually have this nature of knowing things, um, or having knowledge to things before they happen. Um, and it's just part of my nature. I understand trends, I understand charts, I can understand when something's going to happen. Is that always the case? No, I've been wrong plenty of times, and the last time was actually a perfect example. I told people to buy pleb. It was a meme coin. I actually ended up doing really good on my purchase of pleb, but I never cashed out. I never sold my bags, and I don't make videos to pump my bags and then sell them on people. That's not what I do. I did make videos to, show people the importance. I mean, not the importance, but I made videos to show people why they might want to buy pleb, and I thought it might explode for other people like it exploded for me. But that's not the case always. And, like I said, I didn't tell you guys to buy pleb or buy Pepe so that I could sell my bags. It's not what it was. I just thought that this was going to be a coming trend and it was going to blow up. And it still might blow up. But the thing is, I went from like $50,000 in pleb all the way down to about $2,000, 25x decline. Um, and I was actually in some really good projects before I sold the money for pleb, before I sold the cryptos for pleb. But the whole point behind this whole story, guys, is I got out of my comfort zone and I really like making videos for you guys. And I started to make videos to make money. And I always had money in the back of my mind. Hey, am I gonna make money? Are these videos gonna make my bags go up, basically? And not even just that, but always thinking about the money aspect behind everything. And that's not why I started this channel. I started the channel because I thought people wanted to hear information about cryptocurrency, but along the way, I kind of lost my thoughts, my train of thoughts. And I think this goes for a lot of people in crypto. You might be in it for the wrong reasons. You might be in it for the money, the monetary aspect, but what are you going to do with that money once you eventually get it? Because I had 50 to 100 to 200 to $300,000 in my account and I never touched it. I never sold my L. Ron bags when it went up to $250,000 after predicting that it would happen. What's the lesson in all this is to know what you're going to do with those funds or know why you want the money in the first place. What I like to do is I like to make content. I like to do it every single day. It was the happiest time of my life when I was making YouTube videos every day for you guys and just hearing the feedback and even the recognition, the acknowledgement is what I really wanted out of this. It wasn't monetary value. Now that in hindsight, I realized even when I got all that money, I didn't even know what to do with it. I didn't sell a dime. My mom always asked, Sean, why don't you sell some of that crypto you could do this, you could do this. I said, no, I'm good. I realized that I never had a plan once I actually got the money. And the whole point behind this is to have an intention behind everything you do, um, and use your talents for good, not just for money. Money is just like a secondary aspect of your talents, use your talents to connect people, or do what the best of your talents can do. My talent was to communication. And I realized along the way, I kind of lost that too. I got extremely unorganized with putting videos out. I only cared about making money. And if I wasn't doing good in my portfolio, then I wasn't going to make any content. So, I mean, kind of got caught in this loop of, money. And money is like secondary to what I really like to do, which is make content, talk to, I mean, I'm talking to the camera, but I like to make videos with other people and display their projects and, show people's NFT projects. And I like to do this every single day. It's my passion to wake up and talk about crypto and talk about the use cases and what can actually become the metaverse, NFTs. It's the connection and the human connection that I actually miss. And I realized that along the way, I lost that too. So it's a lesson to everybody, especially to myself. Stay in my own lane. Don't worry about the monetary value of the cryptocurrencies. Right now, I don't have $1 in crypto, guys. I don't have one single penny in crypto. But what I do have is my voice. And I plan to use it a lot more if you guys will forgive me for being extremely unorganized, undedicated, and just out of whack and only focusing on money. I mean, it doesn't get you anywhere. As a perfect example to you guys, my history, you guys see I had a lot of success on YouTube, but it never got me anywhere because of the unorganization. And people can probably see right through that I was only making videos when my bags were pumping, and it's hard to keep that. It's hard to sustain that. So my lesson to everybody is stay focused, use your talents for good, make YouTube videos about that, and focus on money later, and money will probably flow to you.
So going back to the cryptos, I got a link at £8 and again sold at the pretty much very top. And when I'm saying the very top, I sold like maybe like a day or two before like it reached like, the full top. So I was pretty happy with that. Like I've made, I believe 300 or 400% on Link. I've made 900% on ADA. Solana, I got in at like 100. I got out, not at the top, but I've made like maybe 30 or 40%. So nothing really big, but I've made some money. And also Hex, guys. I got in Hex at 0.24, and that is now staked for the next, I think 4 years. That is something that I just wanted to basically put some money out there for the future and not really think about it. And the same goes for my sacrifice phase for Postchain. That has been sacrificed. I believe Postchain is coming out very, very soon. I believe mid-May. So hopefully we'll see that, within the next couple of weeks, and then we can see whether we will sell or hold it. But that's pretty much it for the cryptos. Now, where I've made the mistake is listening to some of the influencers on YouTube. So there's guys like the Alex Becker and also a very famous dude that was pumping a lot of these stocks called the Kyle Show. So I'm going to say it right now. I'm very stupid for listening to people like that and actually taking their advice, not really doing a lot of research into these projects. So this guy was pumping these cryptos very, very heavily during the time where everything was pretty much all-time highs. So let me go into those cryptos that, pretty much performed the worst, and it was probably one of the biggest mistakes I've made in my life. Starting off with Alu, called Artura. So that is a project that is connecting NFTs and gaming together. Now I've lost loads of money on that. That was my biggest position. I am currently down 93% on that investment, so you can imagine how much money that is. Next one would be Kylin, which I'm down 91% on that investment as well. Then Atari token at 87%. Next one, we got Poker Markets, 91% down. We got Poker Bridge at 93% down. Then we got D-Race at 83% down. And last but not least, we got a heavily promoted coin called Postpad, which is supposed to be a launch pad for Postchain. At 97% down. And this is the one that really pissed me off, because this project is pretty much like a pump and dump, and it was heavily promoted, like heavily promoted many times by a guy called Joe Paris. So again, this guy, massive following, a lot of subscribers. I later found out that the guys from Brazil Project, which basically promote things like Postpad, Tronpad, ETHPad, ADAPad, all of these projects which basically pump within the first week, like 300x, 500x, and all the projects that this company actually promotes, they all just literally go up and then down.
So I've got some pretty bad news. Remember last video I was talking about how I lost quite a lot of money in the stock market when the whole market went into like crash correction mode back in February? Well, I put the remaining of my money into Bitcoin related stuff, and well, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency have not really been doing very well either. So when things started to go downhill back in February, I didn't panic sell straight away. I thought, oh, this is just a dip, it's going to go back up. And I bought heavily into the dips. The problem is the dips kept on dipping even lower over months and months. And then finally, I think in April or beginning of May, I cracked and I felt like, that's it, I've had enough of losing money. I don't want to see my money going down anymore. And I panic sold pretty much all of the stocks I was in. And instead of leaving the money on the sidelines, I decided to buy mostly Bitcoin and crypto and some mining stocks because at the time the crypto market was doing really well and everything was going up. Bitcoin was shooting up to 60k. Everyone was saying stuff like Bitcoin's going to 100k, it's going to 250k this year. And I believed it and I bought in at pretty much the peak. And the reason why I keep losing money in the stock market is because I keep buying at the peak. I see everything shooting up and going to the moon and I don't want to miss out. And I buy because of the phrase, you know, it's better late than never. Sometimes never is better than late. I bought at the peak of the bull market last year. I bought at the peak of ARK Invest. I bought at the peak of crypto. And now my remaining money has just been absolutely effed. And it's just so annoying because for some reason, I only seem to want to buy things when they're going up. When they're the all-time highs, that's when I want to get in. And when things are going down and when things are dropping really big, I don't want to touch it. And that's just the wrong kind of mentality to have. You need to reverse that. You need to want to buy when things are down because that's when you're getting a good deal. And you don't want to buy when things are shooting up because then you've kind of missed out. If things are shooting up and they're at all-time highs, then you've kind of missed the boat and it's too late to get any meaningful gains. And then you risk buying at the top and then you risk having it crash coming down and then you're bag holding.
I lost all my crypto. Happened very quickly in a very short amount of time, but I did. So let's fast forward a couple weeks. I'm on the line and I'm sifting through the internet, looking to buy my first cold storage wallet. And I decided to go to Amazon because I use Amazon, like most Americans, for most things I purchase, especially when it comes to some of the more tech or fitness-based things I'll buy. So I decided to buy a Ledger hardware wallet from Amazon. And this was the first mistake. So I was also told from that same group of guys that I was chatting with earlier that buying through a third party is kind of sketch and I may not want to do it. I ignored this advice and I continued to move forward. I was doing my own research like I suggest everyone always do, and the Amazon reviews looked pretty legitimate. So I decided to pull the trigger and I purchased it. So it came in like 2 days later. I was super excited and I started slowly converting my cryptocurrency from my different wallets. I had a Coinbase, I had an Uphold, I had a Coin.io, and I started moving all of my cryptocurrency over to my cold storage. Well, once I had moved over just over 1 Ethereum, which was the last thing I did actually, because I was like, I'll play it slow. I'll put some of my other altcoins. I'll put a little bit of Bitcoin. And then I pulled the trigger and again, moved everything over because it looked pretty legit. One of the things that buying through a third party had me do is on the device itself, on the screen, it told me to go to the website. And I thought this was kind of odd because cold storage means disconnected from the internet. That's the whole legitimacy behind how you're more protected. You're not connected to the internet, so it's harder for spammers, it's harder for a hacker to get into your cold wallet. Well, because I did buy it through Amazon, I bought a faulty device, and it prompted me to go to the Ledger website. And I don't believe this was the correct Ledger website. I don't actually remember what the website was. I thought it was ledger.com, but I would be remiss if I said that that is exactly what it was. Went on the website, and they prompted me to log in and start transferring over my crypto. I'm like, again, this is kind of weird that I have to log in with my private keys, but, you know, this is my first time doing it. Maybe this is just how it goes. Well, they must have had some sort of alert once I moved a certain amount of money to my cold wallet to basically wipe it all out. And that's exactly what they did. I went on a date with my girlfriend to the movies, and when we got back, I got an alert, and I was like, well, that's weird. And when I went to go actually check my cold wallet, I had 0 Bitcoin, 0 Ethereum, 0 Solana. And it was pretty disheartening. And I was pretty distraught for quite some time. I actually took a couple of weeks, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks, and I actually stopped keeping up with a lot of crypto news. I stopped the dollar cost averaging. I had saved for so long and put so much research and hard-earned time and energy into this money, and it was just gone. It was just taken from me.
A Lafayette man has a warning to share after losing his life savings on a cryptocurrency website. He reached out to WRTV Investigates for help in getting his money back. You've probably heard of digital cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. They're known for being very volatile. And cryptocurrency is not regulated by the government or any federally insured bank. Instead, it's backed by an online distributed database known as the blockchain. Well, tonight, WRTV Investigates' Kara Kenny shares a warning from a Hoosier who thought he was investing in crypto and expert advice on how to protect your money.
Investing can be exciting, especially when it comes to cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. But experts say you should never invest more than you can afford to lose. Miles McQuarrie of Lafayette was drawn to cryptocurrency by an ad he saw on social media.
Where you trade from one platform to another, and there's a difference in price, and you'll gain that difference in price.
Miles invested in this website, BitX Financial.
Were you actually making money on this platform?
I assume it was. From what, it was showing that we was making money.
After 2 weeks, a problem.
It said failure on the BITXF, the BitXF account.
Miles says he was locked out of his account, and when he contacted the company, they told him he was suspected of violating international anti-money laundering laws. They asked him to send personal information and more money.
$9,062.65.
So that's how much money you're out?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It literally took every dollar. We had $2 in our bank account, and that was everything. And then I sent it to him. I got no response.
Miles reached out to WRTV Investigates for help. We emailed BitXF about Miles' account and were told we needed to deposit $2,300 and our withdrawal authority will be fully unlocked. The website claims they're a British Columbia-based company and a reporting issuer with the British Columbia Securities Commission. We did some checking and found the commission has no record of BitX Financial Corp. They told us, in addition, the British Columbia Securities Commission has had no contact with any crypto asset exchange or platform that goes by that name. We added BitXF to our investment caution list. We showed the website to Tim Sewell, CEO and co-founder of Reveal Risk, a Carmel-based cybersecurity consulting company. He noticed several red flags right away.
Customer service is misspelled. That's usually one that websites will get right.
Another red flag, the word guarantee.
A guarantee, but we're talking about cryptocurrency, which is not a guaranteed asset.
Tim says the BitXF server is in China, but buried in the fine print on the website, something concerning.
Here we have the kind of the disclaimer, and right here, if you're Chinese mainland, the United States, and other countries with limited regulation do not participate in investments.
As for this fancy-looking price trend information,
you can pull this information from 100 different sources at any point in time. Probably a drag and drop into the web pages.
how easy or difficult is it to make a website that looks legitimate?
It's extremely easy. There are a number of ways to go clone a legitimate website.
What are the chances that this website is a scam?
I'd say it's darn near 100%.
Days later, we got an error message. The BitXF website could no longer be reached. Miles filed a complaint with the Better Business Bureau.
How big are these types of scams right now?
They are hot right now because the fact that there's so much confusion about cryptocurrency makes it really fertile ground for scammers to tap into that.
Scammers took home $14 billion in cryptocurrency in 2021. And experts say investing is risky, even if you're using a legitimate site.
And we're not saying don't engage with cryptocurrency. It's just with anything and any type of investment, be really well informed about it.
Miles admits he should have done more research. He and his wife started a GoFundMe to try to get back the money they lost.
It's so embarrassing, it really is. And I feel terrible because here my wife was trusting that I was making the right decision and I lost everything that we had. This sucks.
Some other red flags to look for: fake testimonials from celebrities or influencers, promises to multiply your money, as well as blackmail or extortion. Working for you, Kara Kenny, WRTV.
Well, the Security and Exchange Commission announced this month it's looking to fill 20 new positions focusing on cryptocurrency fraud. The new hires will double the SEC cyber unit, which was formed in 2017.